Welcome into Three to Hardaway, aka the three-man Jalen Weave, aka the best big three since LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh, live on YouTube. We are 16 subscribers away from that 100. 75 followers on Twitter away from that 1K. So again, if you are on YouTube, leave us a like, subscribe to the channel, join us in the live chat. And if you are listening on a podcast platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anybody podcast, make sure you subscribe over there and leave a 5-star review, and we will greatly appreciate it. If you don't know who I am the walking bucket providing instant offense. It's your boy Savage. Up here we got my guy, Mr. Turtleneck, the coach on the sidelines, taking them to school on and off the court. And when I say it's really Sheedy, it's really Sheedy. Sheedy, what's good?
Hey, yeah, I had to switch to the turtleneck. I had the polo on yesterday for various reasons. So now I had to switch to the turtleneck. But good afternoon, good evening, wherever you at. Good morning. Let's make it happen.
We also got your favorite DJ's favorite DJ, the sample man himself, Mr. Ted Shakir. Took, what's good?
What's good, y'all? What's good? Hey, you got to add another name to me, bro. I'm also known as the gentleman. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because, I treat ladies right. And,
He brought the broom out.
I like to sweep.
He got with the towel.
You know what I'm saying? So, AKA the gentleman. Gentleman going on, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what, let me put it up.
This man got the
this
towel.
my guy right here.
Wow.
What up, homie?
It ain't over with yet, man. I know Kawhi Leonard out here tripping.
I ain't even just for that series. He here. He chilling with us today.
It's another one you talking about?
What? He said, yeah.
Wow. now for everybody listening, in the pre-show lobby, I said I'm in a good mood. Sheedy and Toot not gonna get to me. It's been literally 3 minutes, and this man already trying to get to me. But you know what? I'm not gonna do it. Put the phone down. No, do not record this. I'm not gonna do it. Man. I'm not doing it. I don't care. Nope. Anyway, before we get into the business of the NBA and the NBA playoffs, the teacher, he said he got a trivia question again, and I am ready for this one because last week he stumped me, but I'm ready this week. What we got, Sheedy?
I'm glad you asked. I got a two-parter, you know what I mean? So you can, pick up your crumbs if you miss out on the first one. No worries. And this was inspired by a player that we'll talk about, throughout this show later on. But here's the question. First part of the question is two parts, like I said. First part, I'm just talking about NBA MVPs, okay? In the last 20 years, there have been back-to-back MVPs 7 times. Can you name those 6 players?
So the past 20 years. Okay, so we know LeBron got one.
20 years.
LeBron,
Steve Nash,
yeah.
LeBron, Nash,
Shaq?
Years. Nope.
Shaq, okay.
Dirk won it once.
Joker, obviously.
Joker.
Giannis won back-to-back, was he?
Yep, Giannis
Giannis back-to-back? Okay.
That's 4.
That's 4. I'm going to slide through this. James Harden was 1. Russ was 1. KD was...
Garnett? Not Garnett.
KD's 1.
Back-to-back.
Not Kobe. Kobe got 1.
20 years.
You want me?
Duncan never won it, has he?
Duncan is 1.
Okay. Are we on your ass today, Sheedy? We need one more.
Right? That's right.
That's 5. Duncan, Joker, Bron, Nash, Giannis. You're missing one more person, actually.
Not Dirk.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Not Wade. Wade never won one.
A crime.
A true one.
Not AI.
Nah. You want me to give it to you?
No.
What position you play?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, guard.
I'm trying to think. Okay.
Y'all gonna feel so stupid when y'all get this.
Guard.
Harden. Steph Curry. No.
Yes.
Steph. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's 6.
Excellent. Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
because
cool.
Bron won 4.
Yeah.
Right? He won back-to-back. Back-to-back. All right. Now, the other part of the question, which you guys started hitting on some of them already, who are the other players to win MVP in the last 20 seasons that have not already been named? Now, think about this before you go, and I want to make sure everyone hears. We've named 6 of those players. Of those 6 players, it's really 7. They take up 14 of those years. Okay, because Bron had 4.
Okay,
it should have been more. So, who are the other players that have been MVPs in the last 20 years?
How many of them are there?
Well,
I mean, kind of need a number so the people that's listening to can kind of.
Okay, so I'll give you this. There was 20, right? 20 years. Take away 14.
So
6 left.
There we go.
Come on, Mr. Riley. Learn me something.
Let's see. So Kevin Garnett.
We said KG, yeah.
KG's one.
Said Kobe.
Kevin Durant, Kobe,
KD,
James Harden, Russ, and Dirk.
Hold on. Easy. Dirk and who else?
James Harden, Russ.
James Harden, and Russ. I'm
It's
sorry.
6.
There's one more.
Not Duncan?
Nope.
No,
Duncan got it back to back.
Oh, okay.
See, this one.
I said Shaq, right? I said
not
Shaq,
one.
right?
Mm-hmm. He's not one.
No, he's not one.
Okay. Damn.
Eee.
Hey, we said KG. I'm trying to go through every team in the NBA. Said Harden. Said Westbrook already. KD. Damn.
We said Kobe, right?
You said Kobe.
Correct. Mm-hmm. We've named James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, Dirk Nowitzki.
East or West?
Oh, here we go, giving away.
I just want to know what conference.
East.
East. Okay.
When he received it, he was East.
AI?
No. Mm-mm.
I don't think AI ever won an MVP.
Really? He never won MVP?
Won champion, but I don't think he ever won an MVP.
Definitely not in the last 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eastern Conference. So not Boston, Philly. MVP.
You say he in the East?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going through teams. Not Miami, not Orlando, not Charlotte for sure, not Washington, not Atlanta, not the Pacers, not Cleveland. Oh, Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose. He's right here with us. We really sorry, Derrick. Sorry, Our bad. Shout out to whoever's screaming it too.
Right.
That's it.
I know somebody listening screaming that they lungs is gone right now.
So he won it in 2001. So that was about 22 years ago. Okay, fair enough.
Okay. So
Yeah. And so this was inspired by KD. KD did this challenge of who the last 20 MVPs. So I took it from that.
And he did it in a year too. So that boy got my boy Noah, man.
Yeah. Man, that's that basketball head right there, man. He just know it.
Yeah, he did.
All right, so
and he kept saying Shaq too, and it was like, nah.
I still swore it was Shaq. I was like, damn, Shaq ain't good. Man was dominating, but I gotta think about it. It was 2000, 2001. So
and that's when they took him from Steve Nash. Steve Nash robbed him. Both years, really.
I think he robbed Kobe.
The first one was Miami Shaq. I ain't gonna lie. It was like, yeah, I see that, but yeah, whatever. All right, so first round updates, man. One series is already over with. Philadelphia did end up sweeping the Brooklyn Nets, and we'll get into the Brooklyn Nets. They weren't gentlemen this time. They just straight
here
up,
regardless.
They straight up just got them out of there.
He was here for the pregame.
But right now, the Knicks are up on the Cavaliers 2-1. They're also winning the game right now, so it might be 3-1 by the time this podcast ends. Miami is up 2-1 on Milwaukee, and Sheedy did call this. We didn't call Giannis getting hurt, but we did say, hey, I
didn't call Tyler Hero getting hurt either.
You didn't call it
since everybody wants to say, yeah, and Depot. Somebody, Tyler Hero's the one that's going to be the most hurt in the series. Or the Heat's going to miss out on him. Yep, you're right. Okay, next slide.
So yeah, Miami's up 2-1, and it ain't looking good for Milwaukee. I'll be honest. Boston's up 2-1 on ATL. Atlanta, they did win that last game. Murray and Trae Young, they went crazy, so they got one at home. Out west, the Lakers are up 2-1 on the Grizzlies. They won last night. Dillon Brooks is punching people in the nuts, so that's still going to get interesting. Denver's up on Minnesota. I'm expecting them to finish them off tonight. They're up 3-0. Sacramento and Golden State is after this show, so they're the Kings are up 2-1, and it could get interesting depending on if the Warriors are able to win that game. And then the last one is Phoenix and the Clippers. We did say last week that we were going to revisit this series. A lot has changed from last Sunday to this Sunday. Let's go ahead and get into that one, man. Because if we already at that one, let's go ahead and hop right into it, man. So Suns and Clippers, man. So the Clippers did win one game in Phoenix, and I don't even recall Kawhi Leonard. I don't know when he got hurt, but somehow he got hurt. He got hurt game 1, but played game 2, and now he ain't played since game 2 because he missed game 3 and game 4 in Los Angeles. I said last week, do not disrespect Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard did play well in that game that they did actually win. But if you don't have Kawhi Leonard, and if you ain't got Paul George, you got Russell Westbrook doing his thing out there, which, again, I said on Twitter, that's not new. We know that the man can hoop. We know that he's capable of putting up 30 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, but that's only when people are not around him to support him, to help him win the game. Nonetheless, I mean, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant doing their thing. Phoenix is up 3-1. Go ahead and do a victory lap, man. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't count money until it's in my hand, but I do got friends, that'll bag me up every now and then. But no, the series, I told you the series would have been over even if Kawhi would have played. That's just my honest opinion. But we do want to be serious for a moment because whether or not Kawhi is injured or not, that may be the reason out, or there are reports about, we keep it brief because we don't like to get in personal lives.
Yeah.
But I do want to hold to some truth to sports journalism. His sister was accused of, I guess, murdering a man or somebody. And literally the timing of this couldn't have been any worse, because how could you deal with something like, basketball when you're dealing with this? And especially and I definitely want to go back and research, but I was told back in the day, like in high school, about the death of Kawhi Leonard's father. And we don't have to go into details because I definitely want to research this more. But with his death, Kawhi was actually there. To my knowledge, Kawhi was actually there and saw him, and to my knowledge, he was never the same afterwards. So this robotic figure that we have as Kawhi is just mentally kind of not there. And if somebody's injured, especially in this time, I think for one, we didn't see an injury. So I think especially with the playoffs, you got to play, bro. You got to play. But if it's something as serious as, first, having to go through the rest of your life without a father, now you got to go through the rest of your life knowing that your sister will be incarcerated. It's kind of, it's sad to hear and to talk about as well. So if these rumors are true, my prayers are definitely out for Kawhi. I wouldn't be playing basketball either, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I know it's the playoffs. I know that your team needs you. But if you're not mentally there, then let's not make fun of him for not being mentally there. He actually needs our care and support for him. So just want to say that definitely on this platform. But as far as the series go, I joke around. Even if Kawhi would have been playing, I think it would have been over in the gentleman's sweep. So, go Suns.
Yeah, to piggyback what you're saying, Tuk, I think what will make this, I think, better for all of us is just don't put the right knee soreness, left knee soreness, whatever it may be. Just put personal reasons, because I personally, I wouldn't want to play basketball. I think if we all remember, Isaiah Thomas was dealing with, I think, the death of his sister, or going some with his sister as well during the playoffs, and he wasn't there, right? He was attending the funeral. And so it's okay to say personal reasons. I was about to say call them wrong.
But is it if you're Kawhi Leonard though, Sheedy? In this point of his career, if you see Kawhi Leonard DNP personal reasons, like I would
respect that more than I would of this right knee soreness that none of us know where this actually happened at, especially if he went on to play game 2. Yes, I would respect it more. And in that same vein, we're going to put more respect on Anthony Davis. And the reason why I say that is because Anthony Davis has played as many games, has played way more games, actually more games than Kawhi has played since the trade. And we always talk about how certain people can't play or be available. Kawhi is not street clothes. Kawhi is the Burlington coat factory at this point. And again, I would respect it more if he said it was actually personal reasons. So I'm going to say that, but I'm going to stick with the realm that the Clippers are on right now with this right knee soreness. And I'm not saying I agree with Stephen A. Smith. I am saying that it's hard for me to continue to say how great of a player Kawhi is if he is not available in the most crucial times for his team. And if you're not available for your team, then you cannot be the best for me. And so in that case, he looked good in game one. Yes. He was going to make the series fair. Good. Yes. But honestly, goodness truth, ladies and gentlemen, have we even seen KD take another leap yet in these playoffs yet? I mean, let's be honest here. Devin Booker scored a lot. Chris Paul's hitting shots from
I don't even crazy.
I don't even know where Chris Paul is hitting these shots from, right? But have we seen KD drop 40, 50 yet? And that's in Monty Williams' back pocket. So right now, Clippers might as well sew it on up and be done with it. And KD and the rest of the West, matter of fact, Nuggets.
Hey, 40-point nugget. Give me a 40 piece. Barbecue sauce, please.
And look how it's coming around full circle for you because you didn't want Giannis to say it, right? But KD going to drop them nuggets off for you, all right? And they're going to be spicy.
Hey, beyond what's going on the court with the Clippers, because I think it's over as well, too. I think if you're the Clippers, you might well just say, Kawhi, you haven't played the last 2 games. We're down 3-1. What's the likelihood of us winning 3 games in a row against Kevin Durant and Devin Booker? At some point, like Sheedy said, KD is going to say, you know what, we ain't losing. I'm going to score 45 points. This is what it's going to be, and you're not going to be able to stop me. So, but at some point, if I'm the Clippers, I talked about it on Twitter, Ty Lue, I'm like, all right, man, give me off this train, man. Give me off this train of Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is an amazing player, first ballot Hall of Famer, 2-time NBA champion, Finals MVP. Like he's that dude. Like when he plays, he's that dude. But I'm just not here. If I'm Ty Lue, I'm not here for the unpredictability of when he gonna play, whether that's preseason, regular season, postseason, offseason. I don't know when this man gonna play. Like I understand he got the thing with his personal life going on. You know, that's fine. I understand that. But beyond that, it's like as a coach and as somebody who my job is contingent upon me winning games. In order for me to win games, I need Kawhi Leonard to play. I need Paul George to play, even though Paul George is legitimately hurt. He played last year in the bubble, last year in the play-in. And he played that first game. The second game, he was like, nah, I can't play. I don't want to risk getting hurt. But if I'm Ty Lue, I'm like, get me out of here. Get me to another team where the players are actually going to play. And I don't have to worry about, Kawhi Leonard's, camp as far as like that time in the regular season where he was like, I'm going to play in the first half, but I ain't playing in the second half. And I don't have an injury. I'm just not playing. That's weird for me who will be a person as a coach. That's weird for me as somebody that's running an NBA team. I can't do it. So if I'm Ty Lue, I would just wrap it up and like once we get out of here, hey, let me go. I'm gonna go down to Houston or go down somewhere else, Detroit, whatever I need to go to get away from just the. I don't want to call him a diva, but I feel like it's a diva mentality where you don't play in the second half, man.
And to walking to that point though too, there's high expectations for the Clippers, right? They're building a new arena, so they don't have to get their banners taken down in 20 seconds. When the Lakers have a home game, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of pressure for the Clippers and Ty Lue, to your point. And you're telling me I don't have my 2 best available players for a majority of the time? You're right. Why not go set up camp in Houston and try somewhere else?
Yep. With that being said, what are the chances? So I think Kawhi's still going to be on the team for next season, for sure. But if you got somebody like Kawhi who is a diva and is there because of Paul George, I think it's time for one to trade Paul George. But then where would you trade him to?
Memphis. Hello.
I would love it. I would love it to be Memphis. I would love it to be Memphis. But you got to think, Savage.
Yeah.
If you're a prima donna, you want to play with people you know you can win with. Therefore, when I text y'all the Los Angeles Raptors, what are the chances that? What up, Aiden? Future Raptor. What are the chances that they can get Pascal Siakam, who he's won a championship with, and Nick Nurse in LA is with him? I mean, you shake your head, Sheedy.
She said, nah.
Technically, even though they were injured, they technically won together.
No, I have another place I want Pascal to go to. Y'all don't mind.
Okay.
He want to go to Miami.
He want him in Miami. Man. He been saying that. I like it too. But what y'all think about that?
So you're saying Pascal and I guess Van Vliet or whatever.
Yeah, because you're saying and you're saying Ty Lue need to head out, which I definitely agree with. Like go elsewhere. But Nick Nurse is available now too.
Yeah. I'm with it. I mean, I'm with it with anything to just have some type of ultimatum for Kawhi and his team, man, because people are not talking about how this trade or this transaction for the Clippers has not been fruitful. It has not been a move that has helped them in any kind of way. Their closest chance was in the bubble when they were up 3-1, I think twice at some point in their playoffs. And they gave it up and they choked. And eventually they got rid of Doc Rivers. And since then, I mean, we haven't seen much of the Clippers to be scary competitive. I mean, this is a team that we thought was going to be a finals contender. We all did. We was like, yeah, they healthy. They got John Wall ain't there anymore, but like John Wall, Kawhi, Paul George, Zubac, Norm Powell, all these players, now Westbrook. Like this team should be able to compete, and they're just not. And if I'm a coach, I'm frustrated. I'm just frustrated. So I'm pretty sure that at some point next week we're gonna talk about the Clippers end of season, tasks to help them fix their roster or their issues. But I'll be pleasantly surprised if they came back. I'll be surprised. So, all right, let's get into the next one. Let's get into Lakers and Grizzlies, man. I kind of want to hop into this one. Last night's game.
Do you really?
Last night's game. Just give me y'all's thoughts about last night's game, because I have my own thoughts about last night's game.
We want to hear them.
Yeah, you open up the camera. That's why I did.
Don't hold your thoughts in, bro. This happy Sunday.
Okay.
Hey, come on.
I watched last night's game. A lot happened, right? So pregame, well, really, even before that, after game, what was it, game 2? Dillon called LeBron James old. He called him washed up. He said he won't respect him until he puts up 40, which in a nutshell is crazy to say, because if LeBron wants to get 40, he can go get 40. I think everybody knows that on this podcast and those who are listening. But that happened, and then in the pregame, LeBron and Brooks had an interaction. Don't know what was said, but I'm assuming that it was some type of gamesmanship on LeBron's part, because I really didn't understand why LeBron did it in the first place. If you say you ain't here for the bullshit, and then you indulge in the bullshit pregame, that to me was some sort of I'm gonna get in Dillon head type shit. So they both are going back and forth. Yeah, I was like, whatever, LeBron, whatever. Then the game actually starts, right? In the first quarter, the Grizzlies scored a grand total of Tony Allen points. That's 9 for those who don't know Tony Allen's number. 9 points. Conversely, the Lakers scored 35 points. Shout out to KD. 35 points. And then beyond that, from second quarter to the third quarter to the fourth quarter, the Grizzlies actually outscored the Lakers, but going down a 26-point deficit in the first quarter is just way too much. That's way too much to come back from. It was a lot going on. But all of that being said, as a Grizzlies fan and a non-Lakers fan, because I don't support the Lakers, we don't do that here. I am still encouraged by the Memphis Grizzlies, because I feel like at some point the basketball universe has to progress to the mean. They normally say regress. It has to progress to the mean, because the shooting was abysmal. I'm like, y'all, knock down a wide open shot. Luke Kennard, shoot the ball. Desmond Bane, shoot the ball. Stop passing the ball to Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks, stop being stupid. In general, stop shooting. There's no reason why Dillon Brooks was.
Whoa. Stop shooting. Savage, you know damn well one of the commandments of LBR, bro. For those that are new, let's be real, we have our commandments, and one of them is if a player shows you who they are, believe them. Dillon Brooks gonna shoot that damn ball. So let's stop.
And therein lies the problem for me as a basketball mind.
The last 2 years, welcome to my life.
Therein lies the problem for me as a basketball mind. Taylor Jenkins. Taylor Jenkins is a great person. He's a good coach, good man. Taylor Jenkins is in way over his head. They have been enabling Dillon Brooks for the past however long he's been here. Whether that was JB Bickerstaff enabling Dillon Brooks, and now it's Taylor Jenkins enabling Dillon Brooks. When you are a coach of a young team, or if you're a parent of young kids, you cannot be reactive. You have to beat life to the punch, right? So one thing that was for me, my dad told me about, drugs, He told me about drinking too much. He told me about the birds and the bees. All of that was beforehand. It wasn't reactive. It was proactive. And Jenkins is a reactive coach, which to him is bad because you end up getting your ass kicked in game 1. And then what happens? Oh, I'm going to react after game 1. We're going to play better in game 2, which they did. They played better. They won game 2. Now you go out to LA and you first quarter 9-35, 9-35, bro. What did y'all do for the 2 days in between game 2 and game 3? Did y'all just play 2K all day? Did y'all play Call of Duty? Did y'all go to the club? Y'all were at the club with Ja Morant again? Like, what was going on? So game 3 comes and you're down 35-9. In the first quarter, they called 3 timeouts. What was said in the timeout? What did we say? Make your shots. Like what? Like where is the coach?
Dillon, keep shooting, Dillon. Don't stop falling.
I'm like,
don't stop falling, Dillon.
I'm like, where is the actual coaching? You know, so but that's my rant about Taylor Jenkins. It's like he's not a proactive coach. He's not an in the moment coach. He is a I think Isaac from Twitter has said that he's a tape delay coach, whatever he said, where it takes some time for him to figure out what he's gonna do. A long time, but sometimes. So all that being said, I am still encouraged by the Grizzlies because I feel like at some point they are going to have to make their shots. And if I'm Taylor Jenkins and Dillon Brooks is still going out there and clanking 4 for 20, 3 for 18, 2 for 19. If I'm Zach Kleiman, all right, man, let's wrap it up because you're not coaching anymore. You're not doing what you're supposed to do as a coach on the court. So that's my rant. I'm gonna let y'all talk. Go for it.
Sure. Thanks for the smiley faces. The smiley faces are saying Lakers in 6 right now, and as it was before the series started. We've talked about Dillon Brooks very often, either on this podcast, LBR, Starting 5, another plug there. But you know who's in control of Dillon Brooks? To your point, Savage? Not Dillon Brooks. Taylor Jenkins. Taylor Jenkins doesn't necessarily nearly have to put him out on the court. Yes, we get it. He's one of the better perimeter defenders in the entire league, which means you're the best perimeter defender on the team. Not discrediting that at all. However, our defense got better not because you were on there, but because of Jaren Jackson Jr. What has suffered with him on the court is our offense. And so besides Ja Morant dropping what he dropped, a 40-piece, 45 last night, and Luke 316, everybody else was negative in their plus minus. I think maybe someone had a 0, but that's it. So how many minutes does Dillon Brooks need to have on the team? That's legitimately the question. Like when you're dealing with these lines, and he's been very inconsistent with his time and management with his players. How much time does Dillon Brooks need to be on the court? And I believe, yes, but if he's not on the court, Cap, ain't no players passing it to him. Nobody cares. Unless you're LeBron passing it to Russell Westbrook for the Clippers. Y'all remember that highlight? All right. Anyways, so I just, to your point, Jenkins is not coaching what he needs because I'm really about to say this. He's being out-coached by Darvin Sausage right now. Like, I can't believe I'm saying that, but I think he's being out-coached by LeBron. In the pregame, I don't quite understand the pregame and what happened there because LeBron came to meet Dillon, but Dillon is on the side of the court with – he called me an N-word on today – is on the side of the court with the Lakers. So I was kind of confused about why he was there. But then after their exchange and LeBron walked off, you saw the dunk. And that when I saw that dunk and how much velocity and how impactful that dunk was for him, I knew what it was. But I could have waited. I watched that first quarter, and now I saw those 9 points. I don't care who you are. Unless they had a makeup of this year's Kings and Warriors coming out for them along with Ja Morant, it was no coming back. I don't care. Because they literally, I feel like they took the soul out of Memphis for their first quarter. And to your point, Jenkins, and no one else on his staff, by the way. Okay, he has a staff of coaches. No one on his staff is able to help him in-game coach. That's the problem. He may not be the best in-game coach. Yes, I agree with that. But if you're not good at what you're doing, then you hire staff around you to help. And Scooty Penn, you from Ohio State, you embarrassing me right now. You're not helping with those in-game situations either. And so what's the problem? What's the point? Right? Yes, they made a run. Yes, basketball is a game of runs. But at the end of the day, Dillon Brooks does not need to be in the game for as many minutes as he's in the game. Figure it out. Now, if they can figure that out, they may have a chance to take this to 7, but it's still Lakers in 6 for me. I'll pass it to the other gentleman's sweep possibly for this series.
I think for me, and y'all hit it right on the head, is coaching, right? And coaching is Dillon Brooks averaging 13 shots a game, while Luke Kennard, who's in my opinion your second best shooter on the team, he's literally only shot 16 shots in 3 games. So, like I said, one player averaging 13 shots a game, who in my opinion should not be, and Luke Kennard has only taken 16 shots. So that's part A right there. Part B is who else do we really have to score? You know what I'm saying? If of course Ja's gonna get his, and shout out to Ja for putting up a great performance. I didn't think he put up, even 20 points because I thought his end was done. But smoke screen. Hey, Savage, that's the name of this episode, smoke screen. But he did his thing. But like Sharky just said, 2 points by Jaren Jackson and Dillon Brooks at halftime is embarrassing. 35 points overall at halftime is embarrassing. If you don't have anybody that can put the ball in the hole, that can create his own shot, because Ja Morant is the only player on the team that can. And Ty Jones, I even give Son Jones's. But, Desmond Bane is getting better at creating his own shot. We don't need getting better right now. Jaren Jackson is getting better at getting his own shot. We don't need getting better. We need absolute right now. And we're seeing that right now. And that was my whole issue literally all season. Like, who's going to be the guy when Ja Morant goes out, because he's going to go out, to step up and score the ball for us? And literally we saw last night that we're just not there. Maybe it is coaching, maybe it is players, but like the team been saying, the team encourages Dillon Brooks to shoot these shots. As Candy in the comments said, you had Desmond Bane, who's a shooter, passing to a guy that's not a shooter. Like, it is not good basketball being so. You got to think game 2, Xavier Tillman, not Jaren Jackson, not Dillon Brooks, not Ja Morant. Xavier Tillman was the one who had his career basketball game in order for the Grizz to win game 2. Those are all issues for me. And I knew that we were going to have these issues going against this Lakers team. You've been poking a bear. You got Winnie the Pooh on TV, pouring honey on another naked man body, which I gave my rant about him yesterday.
Hey, time out, man.
Hey, if you want me to go there again, Savage, I'm here for it. Yeah, but I should have found some.
What the hell was Kendrick Perkins doing, pouring honey on a shirtless picture of Dillon Brooks, man? What the hell are we doing
on live TV?
And then doubled up on it and posted again after they won the game. I just envisioned Perkins playing Pretty Ricky Love Like Honey in the background while he did that. I just envisioned him doing that. Like, you get your freaky ass off TV and analyze some basketball, man. What is going on? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is analyzation. When you get analyzation from a fact, no, I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't want to go there. My bad. Sorry, guys. No offense. My bad. I lost my train of thought with Winnie the Pooh. And look, he gonna troll us next episode. Whatever he on Monday, whatever he on tomorrow, first take, whatever. I ain't gonna watch it, but he gonna be wearing a red shirt. I guarantee it. But like it's over for us, y'all. Grizz fans, y'all know me. I support the city to the fullest. But you're talking to basketball analyst, meteorologist Tev Shakir, and I'm giving my honest opinion. I've been saying it for the last 2 months. We've been trying to get Savage on. Hopefully, once the Lakers do beat the Grizz, he's able to come on over.
So speaking of that, I'm gonna give. This is what I'm gonna give the Lakers credit for. They're. I won't even say well coached. They're well LeBron. LeBron understands the game of like I'm a F with Dillon Brooks.
Well, LeBron, you got to copyright that. Well, LeBron,
you got to verb.
They are
You got
a
copyright. What?
They are a LeBron team. A LeBron team makes the playoffs.
That makes so much
A
sense.
LeBron team is able to get Dillon Brooks to think he is that dude, which he's not, to shoot. I mean, he was shooting brick after brick. You posted the music of Gucci Mane bricks. Literally, somebody need to make a video of just Dillon Bricks just bricking shots. That's what you need to do.
There it is. There's his name right there. Dillon Bricks.
I mean, because that man was building a house. It was brick after brick. It was Franklin Saint. Shout out to Snowfall Ending. He built that house brick by brick.
And here's the thing: even if we were to do that ourselves, we can let the whole song play.
But yeah, I'm gonna give the Lakers credit, man. They let Dillon Brooks shoot, and LeBron James didn't feed into it too much. Anthony Davis, who guarded AD, 31 points. I mean, apparently the DPOY can't do it. I mean, I did say that. I was like, I didn't think he was gonna guard AD like that, and I mean, he's playing like he should. And then Rui Hachimura is still making shots. Like there was a guy this morning on Twitter that was saying like his true shooting percentage is 80%. I'm like, it's been 3 games. We got a sample size of him knocking down threes. Now for the season, he shot like 25%, but I think for the series, he's shooting like 60% from 3. I mean, at some point, you are what you are. It's been 3 games. It takes 3 times to develop a habit, and that man is making a habit of kicking our ass. So Rui Hachimura is that dude right now, and we have no answer. On the Grizzlies bench, our young player don't even get PT. Zaire Williams is on the bench, not getting PT. 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", can't get in the game to make a shot. Meanwhile, Hachimura making shots. Austin Reeves making shots. That's on coaching, man.
That's on coaching. And I think one more thing, a real quick side, because you make a good point, and I said on the starting 5 that this was going to continue, is because off the bench, you don't have defenders. Like, who's your best defender coming off the bench? If you agree, compared to
maybe Roddy.
Exactly, he's a rookie. Compared to last year, we had Melton and we had Slow-Mo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I knew he was gonna bring up Melton again, boy, because
we miss him.
He's shining.
Oh, you better go get Pat Beverly.
Hey, I thought about that.
Because if we don't,
he gonna talk in the locker room because all that bullshit going on in the locker room in the game. Like, nah, stop doing this. Somebody gotta talk.
Boy, Pat Beverly and Rosen for Dillon Brooks would be so amazing. Oh my God, basketball guys.
But yeah, I'll let y'all get into that a little bit more on starting 5 next week. But I just had to get my shit off, man, because these folks has been tripping. Update on the game: the Cavs are now up by 1 on the Knicks. They were losing at one point, but now they up by 1 into the 3rd quarter. So it might be tied by the end of the podcast. But next series, game 4 is in the next about 45 minutes. We got Kings and Warriors. So Took, of course, was mad about Draymond getting suspended. Also, update breaking news: Draymond coming off the bench for this game. So we see some actual coaching going on for Steve Kerr. It's like, look, we won without Draymond in the game, so let's put him on the bench and see what happens. So, are the Kings in trouble? I think they might be in trouble, man. I think that if the Warriors win this game, the Kings have missed their opportunity to win this series. They should have tried to win game 3, but they get their ass kicked. So if they don't win today, I think it might be wrap for the Kings.
Sheedy?
I said Kings in 7. So if I said Kings in 7, I agreed that, but I also said this: home and home, right? I said one will win at one place, one will win at another place. Hasn't happened yet. And even if the Warriors are to win tonight, we're holding serve at 2-2. So then it's the best out of 3. Draymond coming off the bench. I'm not gonna say Draymond coming off, it's just the arena in Golden State. Are they not one of the best home teams? And it's a team, not only are they best home teams, but they have a lot of role players that feed off that energy of Steph Curry can miss 3 straight 3-pointers. But the moment he makes his 4th 3-pointer, that crowd erupts and everyone feels as if they also too can hit shots. I don't understand it. It happens. It is what it is. But that is the aura that is the Warriors. I do not believe the Warriors are the Kings are in trouble. No. I believe the Warriors are in a must-win situation. Because if the Warriors lose game 4, then they are really in trouble. Because I do not believe that they for sure have a chance in the next 3 games to win 2 out of those 3, if that were to happen. So that's me. I still have the Kings. I'm still lighting the beam. I still believe in what they're doing. Even when Deli Sandwich is on the bench, watching Steph Curry hit unbelievable 3-point shots. Right? It is what it is. But again, this game, the same way the Kings needed to win game 1, okay? I'm telling everyone now, the Warriors need to win game 4. It's a different feeling being tied 2-2 than being down 3-1 and having to go to another part of California that's not as nice as your place.
For me, and Candy really hit my point right on the head. I think, especially, I didn't know that they wasn't starting. They weren't starting Draymond, but I think it starts with, they're about to beat the Kings at their own game. Because if you think about Kevon Looney, he had his 20 boards, and you're the biggest guy on the court, but you had 9 assists. So that means you're looking at shooters all around. Yesterday, Sheedy, I text you if Bam, who only had 7 points, I ain't gonna get into that. If he get more than 8 rebounds, they're gonna win the game. They won the game. If Jordan Poole gets 2 threes, the Warriors are gonna win this game. Damn near guaranteed. Because now everybody's going. And then you got Draymond coming off the bench who's gonna do nothing but keep that going, and he's gonna end the game. Let's not play with Draymond. So it's just gonna be the matter of who got the high hand, which is what the Kings have been doing all season. Who got the high hand? We're gonna keep going. We're gonna win the game, so on and so forth. But go Warriors. They winning a home game in Golden State. I can't see that. I can't see it. I can't see it. And I hope the Warriors win the next game too. But we'll get to that later. But I'm definitely going Warriors again. If Jordan Poole, that's my prediction. Jordan Poole hit 2 threes. Go ahead and knock that Warriors win in.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping the Warriors win this game because I just want to see pressure applied. Because if the Warriors win this game and then they mess around and win game 5, I can't see the Kings making it back to Sacramento without an L in their hand. The Kings struggled last game with production from the other players of the bench. So Malik Monk, he was like 1 for 9. He didn't really score it out. I know she talked about last episode how Monk gonna give you 20. He didn't give it that game. And so it's crucial for the Kings to get that production from a player like Monk. And as Darren pops in, he talks about Moses Moody. Moses Moody, he looked like the Moody that we wanted in Memphis. Moody finally got some PT. That's a lockdown defender with a crazy wingspan. So, we expect that from role players when they go back home to play better in their home arena. But for a championship team or the team that wants to go to the next round, those same role players got to play like good players when they get out on the road. We saw that happen for the Lakers with the Grizzlies game, that game 1. So the Kings, they desperately need to win this game. I feel like you got to win it. If you don't win it, I think it's 6. I think if they don't win this game. So I'm hoping to see that for the next series. Sheedy, Miami Heat, man. Just talk to me in general about just your overall thoughts on what you feeling right now, how you're feeling. Do you feel confident?
Miami Heat. Wow, I didn't think so. So I will back up. At the trade deadline, I felt like we were throwing it away, right? We didn't make any trades. We signed Kevin Love off the reserved agent list of bums, and that's all we did. Now, once we got to the playing scenario, as been said on the show, we didn't want to win that first game because we didn't want to see the Celtics. Lord have mercy. Did not want to see them again. Not this early. We played the Bucks because I feel like we had a better matchup against the Bucks at the time. I was misinformed about Middleton, but he came back and he's had a pretty decent series, honestly, overall. And I said Heat in 6, and that was before the ball went up on game 1. And I'm sticking to Heat in 6, even with all the injuries that have happened on both sides. Because people were like, well, Giannis is hurt. Yeah, well, Tyler Hero's hurt too. And a lot of critics were telling me, well, Tyler Hero's loss is more significant than Giannis. Okay.
Who said that?
Idiots. People that probably voted for different people for an MVP candidate or a six man of the year candidate. You tell me who's more important to their team. I just don't understand that. However, let me continue though. Game 2 was supposed to be won by Milwaukee. Game 1, Miami, we came and we fought and we won. Now, Joe Ingles, Drew Holiday, all these people, they said Drew Holiday's the second coming of a superstar, blah, 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 all this other stuff. What happened to him in Game 3 then, ladies and gentlemen? If he's such this superstar, what happened? And why did he not be a superstar in Game 1 when he saw his MVP candidate go down? Nonetheless, I'm not going to keep downplaying the downplay. We need to start upping Hemi buckets more. Because that man is delivering a biblical performance right now. He's going from the New and the Old Testament and giving it from to Genesis all the way through Revelations. And he ain't done yet.
Amen.
Amen, somebody. I got a question coming, okay? And he going
don't take from
it. I won't. He going to bring Deacon Bam with him and Deacon Love. Okay, they gonna come. Deacon Haslam somewhere. Deacon Yurt 7. I don't know where he's at.
That sounds like a verse.
The book of Udonis. This man in Zephaniah and Leviticus.
What's going to have to listen? I have a really good feeling that Game 4 we're going to have to rely on other role players again. It has no choice. But one person that has not let anyone down is Hemi Buckets. I'm not calling him Jimmy Butler no more. It's playoff time. He is now Hemi Buckets. And he has been what has almost seemed unstoppable. It doesn't matter who you're putting in front of him. He sometimes becomes unstoppable. But to the point that you just made, Savage, and I think a little bit for you too as well, role players just play differently when they're not at home in the playoffs. Bobby Portis was killing us in Milwaukee. Not the same now. Joe Ingles, Joseph Ingles, Jay Ingles, whatever they want to call him, Jingle Ingles, was killing us in Milwaukee. Might have the slowest release I've seen since Sean Marion.
No, that was fast.
Sean Marion.
Yeah, he flicking. I didn't flick from the chair.
But when he's in Miami, when he's enjoying the 305, he done slowed it down. He's not the same. And we have other people that are stepping up. And we're going to need that type of performance again for Game 4 because I do not believe we can win Game 5. But we will win Game 6. I'm saying right now that in order for us, before we started, I said we're going to have to win Game 6 or Heat in 6. In order to win in 6, you had to steal one in Milwaukee and win all your home games. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, we need to win Game 4. And whether Bam gives you 10 points, 10 rebounds, whatever it may be, as long as he knows his role and shuts his mouth, Hemi Buckets to the rescue. Eric Spoelstra, you're calling a great, great series. Again, the only coach I know in the top 15 of NBA coaches of all time to not be called Coach of the Year. How dare you? Carry on, I guess, if I'm Kendrick Perkins. Carry on.
Hey, real quick. So I hadn't even realized that Miami's scoring out they ass right now. Like 130 in Game 1, 122 in Game 2, 121 in Game 3. So first of all, Sheedy, I'm gonna apologize to you. I apologize for saying that y'all should blow it up and that y'all should go for Dame Lillard, which I still probably should, just depending on how this offseason goes in general. But just I think that I underestimated the coaching from Eric Spoelstra, which is crazy for me because I've always said he's one of the best of all time. He handled the big three better than anybody else could. The way I'm looking at this series is if what you say is true, that Miami is going to beat Milwaukee, I think y'all have a fast track to the Eastern Conference Finals because, like, I think y'all will be better than the Cavaliers. I think y'all will be better than the Knicks. Oh, give me Knicks and Miami Heat just for throwback purposes. Just give me that for throwback purposes. But I think that the way Hemi Butler is playing right now, he is locked in. And it's something about playoff Jimmy. Like, he just turns it on. He gets to that free throw line, and he just cannot be denied. And if Kyle Lowry's gonna score 20 points too, and mess up your parlay, if Bam can get more than 8 rebounds and get you 15 to 18 points, Miami can be a contender. They can literally contend because they have the pedigree, they have the culture, they have the coaching, they have the players that understand their role. And I know they lost Oladipo, they lost Tyler Hero. That's fine. You still got Jimmy Butler, you still got Bam Adebayo, you still got Strus, who still making threes and about to get paid.
Hold on, and who else? I know you had to go to
him. Top 10 Lowry if he gonna do his thing.
No.
Top 10 who?
One number is 5. The other number is 5. Who saw him scoring these?
Oh, Duncan Robinson. I was like, Duncan
earning his contract.
I ain't seen Duncan since the bubble. I ain't seen him since the bubble. But if they gonna do this and they gonna, like, nobody wants to see Miami. Like, Sheedy, you called it from the jump. You know your team very well, man. I give you your credit. I gotta tip my hat to you. You called it. You said we're gonna lose that first play-in game, and then we're gonna win the second one and play Milwaukee. And then you said they're gonna beat them, and that was when they had Giannis. You said this. So, I gotta give my salute to the Miami Heat. I think because Giannis is out he's out again this game, that lets me know that it's a serious injury. I think Giannis plays. Don't do that. Don't do that too. Don't do that too.
It's the reason I'm doing it. It's another joke inside my head.
Okay, but don't do it because okay. But yeah, I think because Giannis is out, I think that's what's gonna propel Miami to the next round. And I'm on board, man. I said Milwaukee, and I think I said 7 games. I'm on board. I'm on board with Miami. I'm on that train. So yeah, go ahead.
I just think that the irony of a guy that went on national TV and said winner chicken dinner is chickening out, because Sheedy, we are here to give you your props. We are here to give Eric Spoelstra his props, because what you said, your team better than all of us, and you called it. And what we're seeing now is a clear exhibition on how to outcoach the other coach. What we're seeing now is, for one, the Bucks got to get out their head, because the player I thought was going to make an impact off the bench would be Jay Crowder, and he only played 15 minutes once this series. That's the issue. But even I say that to say the benches. Y'all know I love benches in the playoffs. Who really on the Milwaukee bench if Giannis ain't playing? Meanwhile, on the Heat, you got Duncan Robinson, who is finally showing up. He had 4 threes last game, the 5 threes the game last night. Dude is starting to heat up a little bit, and you ain't got nobody on the bench outside of Jay Crowder, who can't even buy a minute, really, who not stopping him. You got top 10 Lowry, who he messed up my parlay because I bet him I'm getting 4 assists. He got 3. But hey, I'll take it because you gave 15 points, and hey, you got my boy to win. I ain't a hater. You know what I'm saying? You helped get my boy to win. And also, Caleb Martin, got to salute him. He did have a double-double coming off the bench. I say that to say that he literally, like you said, went from game 1 and said, how can we beat this Heat team? Oh, the bench. And that's what we're going to continue to see. Savage, you hit it on it. Like, they averaged damn near 125 in this series against a Milwaukee Bucks team.
DPOY candidate, Brook Lopez.
Candidates.
Which one?
Candidates.
Holiday.
Which one? You know what I'm saying? Candidates, you got Holiday, who, is a guard, could have been in. You got Lopez, who, get the hell out of my face about him. Portis, who I definitely like it. And Giannis, of course, I ain't going to disrespect him. But Giannis and not playing the last 2 games, if we're going to say what we just said about, Kawhi missing the games and everybody else missing games, we got to say the same thing about Giannis. If you're not really hurt, which I don't know, I honestly don't know how he got hurt. Do y'all know?
He fell on his tailbone off a charge, like the job play, but basically he fell on his tailbone, which that's a legit injury with lower back.
He hurt. Yeah,
it's legit
hurt.
injury.
Yeah.
But still, Milwaukee is a good team. Y'all should be getting your ass kicked like this. I mean, come on, it's an 8 seed.
I agree. And there were people say, hey, Milwaukee may be better, you know, since in some games without Giannis. But if you got coaching like this coming from Eric Spoelstra, it's 6, maybe we're gonna come back to Miami, let's win this thing in Miami kind of deal. You know, we never know. But just salute to you, you know, for sticking to your gun, Sheedy. The Heat are looking really, really good.
Yeah,
and shout out to Hemi Butler, man. He did anything he wanted. I just have to say that.
Nah, and I also want to give kudos to you talked about the difference of Draymond now coming off the bench. We also started Kevin Love last game too, which was huge. Gave us a little bit more size.
2-3.
Bringing Caleb Martin off the bench is a much better because his frame is just not ready to take what it means to be a stretch four, so to speak, in the league. He's just not there yet. But if you bring him in afterwards, yeah, let Kevin Love get a few bumps, right? But yes, thank y'all. Thank you for the credit. But honestly, goodness truth, we're not trading Hemi buckets and we're not trading Bam Adebayo. Everybody else after the season can go, but no, sir. And as a matter of fact, Duncan Robinson, keep this up. I need you to get. I need points.
I
need this up. I need you to be worth this $20 million contract so we can unload it.
And you know what, Sheedy, like that's what it means to be like you just stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. That man ain't played consistent minutes literally since the bubble. He comes in 5 threes. Like Oladipo gets hurt, Tyler Hero gets hurt. It's time. It's time to earn your money. And he went out there and he earned his money. And so looking at other teams who bench is struggling or coaches that don't want to go to the bench to get some additional scoring, like y'all got to be ready to play, man. And Miami, again, Heat culture. And the coaching, just overall, and the hyping up of a Polo, of a Jimmy Butler, that stuff is Kevin Love. That stuff is needed where you have coaching from the player. You can't run a team with just young players and have nobody coaching up these young players. So shout out to Miami. I gotta give them their credit. But Sheedy, you mentioned the offseason, and I do want to get up before we wrap up here with the Brooklyn Nets offseason. I know I'm a professional, man. I know how to transition. You know what I'm saying? But the Brooklyn Nets offseason, so they did end up losing. They got swept. Not Sheedy, but Tevin got the broom out. They did get swept by Joel Embiid and the 76ers, which, by the way, I give them credit for handling business even without Joel Embiid. Brooklyn was up during that game, and then the Sixers just came back and said, nah, we seen Melton go ham, Maxey go ham, Tobias Harris go ham. So shout out to the Sixers for doing that. But Brooklyn Nets, man, they acquired Mikal Bridges. Well, really, this whole season in general was just a drama for them. It was a soap opera. So they traded Kevin Durant, obviously. They traded Kyrie Irving. They acquired Ben Simmons prior to the season, and Ben Simmons ain't played, even despite the reports of him saying that, or them saying that he'll get better. He's ready to attack the offseason. I ain't here to talk about Ben Simmons right now. I'm still on my hiatus. Please respect my privacy. So yeah, man, the Brooklyn Nets, they don't have a lot of cap space. They do have something in Mikal Bridges. They do have something in both Cams and Den Sheedy, according to Kyle Kuzma. But what do y'all think that Brooklyn needs to do in order to get better for the future, whether it's short term or long term? I know me personally, it could be the Grizz fan to me, but I feel like because they don't have cap space, they don't have means to get better immediately to compete. And so what I would do is I would try to get as many draft picks as I can, and I would go full-fledged Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, you're not going to get as much support as the New York Knicks, just being in the same market as them. Nobody really care about the Brooklyn Nets like that out there. I mean, if y'all can move back to New Jersey, that'd be cool. But I'll blow it up. I'll trade Mikal Bridges while the value is high. That's a you talk about LBR, amendments. We're talking about three to Hardaway. Like, hey, when the value is high, go trade that player, because if you can't compete, just get rid of them, get first round picks, however you gonna do it. But I personally would blow it up. I would trade Mikal Bridges, and I would just get young players and try my best to at some point I'm gonna hit on those draft picks. If I'm Brooklyn, trying to be like the Oklahoma City Thunder. But what do y'all think that Brooklyn should do in the offseason?
I like what you said. I think they definitely should, because they were in the playoffs because of Kevin Durant. I mean, if we're gonna be real, and even if they were to keep Mikal Bridges, I think Mikal Bridges will be one of those players who's on a bum team but can find his way in an All-Star game. Like that's what kind of potential he got, especially in the Eastern Conference on that team. I'm a big fan of his, but I would love to see him help another team elevate, i.e. the Grizzlies. Because like I said, he can do it all. He's one of the better two-way players in the game, and you can definitely wide the value high. You can definitely get as much for him literally right now as you can, especially over the summer. Then I think you will, I guess, in a couple years from now, because then you're gonna have to pay him. He's gonna be an all-star, so you're gonna have to keep him on your franchise. Go ahead and get him away now before he get that all-star title, because if he stays, like I said, on this team, I think he will be. Outside of that, they got to figure out who won't Spencer Dinwiddie. Because what I saw is like he had 16, 15, and he didn't score again or something like that. Like, I always bet the under 20 points. He ain't gonna get you no 20 points. And if he do, go check outside. Jesus may be coming back. But like, he just so inconsistent to the point where if you're in Brooklyn Nets team, is that the point guard of the future that you want? You know what I'm saying? I can literally I could have started this whole, random with one word, which is tank. That's what you want to do if you're the Brooklyn Nets. You don't know what's going to happen with Ben Simmons. You do got Nick Claxton, who could potentially be a, top 3 candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, because I like what I see with him. But you're going to have to get talent around that as well. So if you don't, even coming off the bench, you can get some pieces for Steph Curry too. Joe Harris, I told y'all should have been got rid of Joe Harris when the value was high, and they didn't, and they're in the situation they're in right now. So they do definitely have a lot of tradable pieces. If I were the Nets, I'll go Utah Jazz mode, like you said, and get as many pieces as I can and tank. Oh, I'm sorry, play competitive basketball.
You're gonna mess around and get fined, my guy.
Play competitive. Just be competitive.
Walking Wolf, y'all, I've already said, man. First and foremost, I just looked at the 2023-2024 breakdown for the Brooklyn Nets, salary-wise. We all know the highest paid player is the same player who may or may not play a single game for the Brooklyn Nets, and that is Ben Simmons. So I'm just going to run through this a little bit, right? Ben Simmons at $38 million. Mikal Bridges, $22 million. Spencer Dinwiddie, $20 million. Your guy that you just mentioned, Joe Harris, collecting $20 million next season. Tell me how impactful was he this year? Terrible. Dorian Finney-Smith collecting about $14 million next season. All right. Nick Claxton, DPOY candidate, $10 million. That's not bad, honestly, but he kind of fizzled out. Royce O'Neal, he's looking to get about $10 million as well. Patty Mills, $7 million. Cam Thomas, $2 million. Sharp is about $2 million as well. Now, cap holds, right? That doesn't mean that they can make it or not. Cameron Johnson is expected to make $18 million. Seth Curry, not Steve, not Steph, at $17 million. By the way, these people are still paying next year. LaMarcus Aldridge, Wilson Chandler, Mike James, if y'all remember him, as well.
Mike James
is still getting money, $2 million. Each player I just named, LaMarcus Aldridge, Wilson Chandler, and Mike James, are all getting $2 million next season, by the way. So I hear what we're saying.
Damn. Mike James, when was the last time he played?
Different Mike James, not the old one from the Rockets.
Oh, the light skin one.
I'm about to say Mike James from the Rockets.
Ooh, thank you, Savage. Thank you. Light skin guy. Okay, light skin. I forgot about him. Okay.
But still, you look at that salary and then the makeup of that team. Now, don't get me wrong. Play some meaningful basketball to themselves after the trade deadline. And to your point, and to everyone else's point, this team is not in the playoffs without KD and Kyrie. Yeah. Okay, we're going to say both because there were games where KD didn't play and Kyrie carried them. This team, as constructed, even in the East, at best, may be a 10th seed in the play-in. At best, even with the progression of Mikal Bridges, because Mikal Bridges' progression from the day he's been drafted, getting traded to now has been phenomenal. And I think I haven't mentioned it. He might have been an MIP, honestly, candidate because of what he did. But no one's going to be scared of this team. Jacques Vaughn. And that's because you got $40 million sitting on the bench talking about his back and depression and everything else. So until that contract gets moved, they have like $10 million that they can use. ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the free agent market for next season, first of all, $10 million ain't getting you nothing in the NBA anyways.
10 million ain't shit no more.
It's nothing. And then, like, who's available? No. The thing that Brooklyn needs to hope for is what are the trades going to be? Are people going to move from east to west again for y'all to give y'all a chance to compete? That's the only way. And when I say compete, I'm not saying top 4, 5, 6. No. And you're going to compete to be in the play-in. That's how bad it's going to be. But I agree. They'll need draft picks. They should have got some draft picks when they traded KD anyway. So they should be banking on that because they should have got draft picks from the Suns or whoever else they got them from for all that. And they should have got draft pick. Well, what they get? 1 draft pick for Kyrie? Something. But they got a whole bunch of defense for what reason? Dorian Finney-Smith collecting $14 million a season to do what, ladies and gentlemen? That man plays 35 minutes a game for cardio purposes. And so I'll leave it at that. I'm telling you right now, at this point right now, on this day, April 23rd, 2023, the ceiling for the Brooklyn Nets as constructed is the 10th seed in the play-in. That's their ceiling.
With no means to get better unless they make a trade. And nobody trading for your side pieces. I need the main dish. Like, I need Mikal Bridges. Really, that's it.
That's literally
it. Mm-hmm. So if I'm, and then we can end it right here. If I'm Memphis, depending on how the season is, and I saw Shark talking about it in the comments about Jaylen Brown, how some Grizz fans don't want to trade Desmond Bane for, hey, if you can get Mikal Bridges, and it costs you Desmond Bane, and it costs you all like the Golden State pick and your other first round pick, because they have plenty of picks. You don't need any more young players now. I make that call if I'm Brooklyn. And if I'm Brooklyn, I'm getting Desmond Bane as an additional piece. I'm getting a lot of first round draft picks. We can tank or however we're gonna do it and have what we need to move forward in the future. But I can't see, like Sheedy said, I can't see them getting better with just Mikal Bridges without any cap space. You have to make a trade, and nobody wants those side pieces. I don't want Dorian Finney-Smith. I don't want Seth Curry. Seth Curry about 34 years old now, which surprised me. He old. He look young. He ain't young. So
and then like Joe, like to your point, we talk about Joe Harris.
Yeah,
Joe Harris should have been traded at least a season ago, if not 2 seasons ago, when he was hot.
Right.
Now we paying him $20 million. Duncan Robinson paying him $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hold on. Before we end this segment, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna say it real loud for everybody again. The Brooklyn Nets have played 8 consecutive playoff games for a loss. 8 consecutive back-to-back sweeps in the first round.
Damn.
But James Harden was wrong for requesting a trade out of there.
Hey. Hey, man. Clearly for Brooklyn, the way that they've tried to build teams in the past has not worked. They tried it with, you remember, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Joe Johnson, Darren Williams. That didn't work. They tried it with Kevin Durant, Kyrie, James Harden, Ben Simmons for a quick second. That didn't work. So Brooklyn, listen to us. We're giving y'all a free game right now.
Go back to New Jersey.
Go back to New Jersey. Go back to the great jerseys, the NBA Live 2004, 2003, wherever Jason Kidd was on the cover. Go back to that jersey. Yeah. Go find you a Kenyon Martin. Go find your a Richard Jefferson. Go find you a
Junior, Kenyon Martin Jr.
Kenyon Martin Jr. Go find them. Go find them, and that'll help you get better. That's what you need to stop at.
Kenyon Martin Jr. Wow,
he out there. He dunking on people.
He is out there.
Shoot, does RJ have? Matter of fact, is Jason Kidd's son grown yet? He got to be like 18 years old by now, right?
Yeah, they got to get away. We got to get rid of this Jason Kidd thing, though, man. That's a curse. That's a curse, man.
All right, man. So we're gonna wrap it up here, man. We a couple minutes away from Kings and Warriors. Let me check the Knicks and Cleveland score real quick.
They got them.
They got them.
Next game.
Okay.
Hold on.
It's 7-point game.
7-point game.
7-point game. 3 minutes.
It was just 13.
Okay.
They must have like 2 threes or something in a row.
I'm gonna assume that the Knicks gonna win. So if they win, hey, they up 3-1. If not, it's tied going back to.
Hey, Spider, why you got 9 points, bro? What you doing?
Hey, that's a Tom Thibodeau, man. It's the clamps.
Julius Randle, you got 7. What y'all doing? Man,
you got parlay in?
I actually don't, and I'm happy I did. I normally would have put like RJ Barrett under 20, and he got 23.
Damn.
So yeah,
Hey, I got on RJ on Twitter. He turned around, man. Like, you gotta do something. You can't just not do anything at all on the court and get paid 100 M's. Like, nah, man, you gotta do something on the court. So
I
that's
normally put Garland for 2 threes at least. He ain't got none. Mitch ain't got none. Damn, who do got a 3?
Brunson hooping.
And I thank you for mentioning that. And is getting paid less than RJ Barrett?
Brunson got 26. Look, Brunson's 5'11", got 6 boards. Like, he got more. He got more than everybody else. Let me see.
But y'all wanted to get rid of y'all didn't want to sign that contract, Dallas?
Hey.
Nah, look at you.
Anyway,
you watching the TV like I am.
All right, y'all. We're gonna get up out of here. So we'll be back next week. So we probably do some second round series by next week, I'm assuming. So we're gonna be here, same time, same place. Again, if you are on Twitter, we're about 75 away from 1,000. We're about 16 away from 100 on YouTube. So make sure y'all take care of us over there, and we'll see y'all next time. Stay safe, be blessed. Peace.